Williams is launching a new pathway within the Williams Pulse that zooms in on the heart of our academic life, our majors, departments, and the students doing meaningful work in their fields. In each episode, you'll head inside a specific program to hear how class projects turn into real opportunities, from research presentations, conferences, to internships, grad school prep, and everyday moments that shape who our students are becoming. In this first installment, campus therapist Taylor Jeffery sits down with senior psychology majors Kaelyn Gooch and Rebecca Fowler to talk about their capstone synthesis of psychology course, presenting original research at the Southwestern Psychological Association conference in Frisco, Texas, and how the psychology program at Williams is preparing them for graduate study and future work as therapists. Their conversation pulls back the curtain on what it's like to design and present research as an undergraduate, wrestle with topics like trauma and imposter syndrome, and discover just how many doors a psychology degree from Williams can open. Here we go.
Hi, I am Taylor Jeffery, the WBU campus therapist, and I'm here with Kaelyn Gooch and Rebecca Fowler, who are both seniors and psychology majors here at Williams. Thank you all so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So tell me about, y'all are seniors. Tell me about where you guys are at in the program and what's been going on.
Yeah, so right now, me and Rebecca are both in our synthesis of psychology class. And so that's basically like our capstone. All the people that are graduating, I believe in May, are all in that class that are psych majors. And so it's kind of just 2.5 hours every Monday of us just talking about everything psychology, kind of.
Like everything you've learned thus far, because you said capstone.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we also have like current events, and we pretty much have like a paper due like every week. And we talk about that too.
Very cool. Rebecca, have you enjoyed that synthesis class?
I have enjoyed it a lot,
Yeah.
like more than I thought I would. I don't know. I just like the discussion part of it. It's less like we're learning specific things and more like just bringing it all together.
Yeah. And real quick, what do you guys intend on doing after graduation? Do y'all have a plan yet?
You want to go first?
Yes, I am moving on to grad school, most likely John Brown University.
Woo woo. That's awesome.
I am hoping to go to Euler's Masters of Social Work program. I really want to be a therapist.
Represent.
Yes, I'm so excited. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want to be a therapist. You're going to, you said JBU.
Yes.
So what are you going to study at JBU?
Counseling. I also want to be a therapist.
Okay,
I,
awesome.
I forgot to mention that.
That's okay. That's okay. I love that we're all therapists, at least at heart, in the room so far. And y'all will be great future therapists. So that's really exciting. Okay, so let's kind of back up a little bit. Let's go back to your synthesis class. Did y'all have something super special going on just recently for that class?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
So we actually just went to SWAPA, which stands for Southwestern Psychological Association. We went to their conference this past weekend in Frisco, Texas.
Very cool. And you went as well, Rebecca?
Yes.
Okay. How many students did Williams take?
So we had 3 girls presenting, and then we also took 2 other girls, and they just came and like got to observe and have the experience. And then Dr. Val and his wife drove us down.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so you said presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, did you get to present as well?
Yes.
Okay, what was your topic?
My topic was, so a little bit of background. Part of the psych program is coming up with your own original research project and then like performing it. If anyone's ever been in Gen Psych in the fall, you've probably done these surveys. So my topic was on trauma writing and using the Luke, which is a word analysis software, to see if it could detect signs of PTSD in people's writings. So I got to go into classrooms and ask people, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? And can you tell me about it?
Wow. Which is exactly what therapy is, by the way. So that's great practice for future therapists. I love that. So did you enjoy the research, the writing, all of that part of the process before the presentation?
Yes, I did. It's something that I never thought I would ever be doing, especially like coming into Williams. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll be a psych major. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, wait, I'm a researcher. I thought that was just for smart people. I'm like, I'm not smart enough to be a researcher.
Yes, you are. That's what this proved. So did you like presenting, Rebecca? Was that exciting or scary or?
I was very nervous.
She was the first one too, so it was like a test run.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I was very nervous leading up to it. But the other girls who were with me before my presentation, which isn't like I'm giving a talk in front of people, it's a bunch of people in a room who are also have their research and have like posters. Like it's a poster presentation. So people will come up and then ask, like read the poster and then ask questions. Or not. I had a couple that just read it and just didn't even say anything.
Yeah. Okay. So a really unique experience. Sounds like you got a lot of good experience with researching, writing, presenting professional, literature, I guess, that you wrote and researched. Does that sound, am I in the ballpark?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Kaelyn, let's put you on the hot seat. What was your topic?
So mine was imposter syndrome in college students. Yeah, so I was trying to examine if major orientation if there was different levels in different majors. And one of my main hypotheses was that psych majors overall, like men and women, would have the highest levels of imposter syndrome. Also, if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it is basically where an individual attributes all of their accomplishments and achievements to luck, and they don't really believe that all the things they're accomplishing are really due to them. They think it's due to other sources. And psych majors actually had the highest levels of that. And it was really, really interesting. But the majority of my scores actually showed that most people have really high levels in college.
So just to summarize, most kids in college that you surveyed essentially have high levels of imposter syndrome.
Yes. So a lot of people around us right now are doubting themselves, for sure.
So with all your research and findings, did you have a specific focus area or like direction to point students to that are struggling with imposter syndrome?
Yeah, so I thought, first of all, there's this thing called the DSM, and it's the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. And basically for psych majors or therapists, that's what kind of classifies mental illness for us. That's where all of the stuff is, like depression, anxiety. It's all in that book. It's just this big book. And imposter syndrome is actually not in that book. And so that was one reason why I really wanted to do this study, is because I felt like there wasn't very much information out on it already. And so I kind of wanted to draw attention to that. I think just being aware that your levels are high can make you more aware of it, can make the situation a little bit better, make that just make more sense to you, I guess.
I love that. So you guys both sound like you had an exceptional opportunity. And is that unique to Williams, or do a lot of universities participate in this?
So I know that like A-State and Lyon, I saw Lyon posters, and I've heard that A-State goes. A lot of bigger universities that are like we were in Texas. I know there was a lot of Texas universities. But Dr. Val does like to say that we always send a lot for our student population. He really tries to get as many people to go as he can.
Yeah, that's cool. We can hang with the bigger universities, huh?
For sure.
We can hold our own, especially in the psych department. Yeah. So really cool. Thank y'all so much for sharing about that. I have one more question. Rebecca, we'll start with you. How do you feel like this whole experience has prepared you for your graduate program?
It has given me the opportunity to like be in a professional environment and like how to like, that was one of the main things, like you have to be like professional dress. So it was really cool for me to be able to be like kind of like practice that, and just also just the opportunity to like, they brought up in like the first timer session, like networking, like you get to know, like you get to interact with people who are in the field that you're going into. And so it's really cool to just be a part of it. Like, it's kind of like a little snapshot of like what the future might hold depending on the direction you go.
Okay. Really cool. Thanks for sharing. What about you, Kaelyn?
One thing that was really cool for me is, so we had other sessions we could go to and listen to people talk, and those were really cool for me as someone that wants to be a therapist someday and doesn't know what specialty she wants to do. It was cool to get to hear all of these like interesting, crazy topics that psychologists go into. Like there was a woman that works at a zoo and works on welfare with animals, and there was a woman researching perinatal depression, and There was just so many different routes, and it's just really eye-opening and exciting to see all of the opportunities that you have in the future as a psych major or a master's of psychology or master's of counseling.
Yeah, and it's cool that you learn that before you start grad school, because you can often have an emphasis focus or get extra credentialing or something in an area that is really like important to you, or something where you find a lot of meaning, a field that you would really enjoy working in. So you can take that and run with it, from the beginning to end. Okay, so I lied. I have one more question, okay? So kind of broad, big picture, not just about SWAPA, but incoming freshmen or maybe current freshmen or even sophomores that are undecided on their major, what would you share with them about considering psychology as a major here?
One thing I would say is there's a lot of things that you can do with a psych major that I don't think people realize, because obviously, like, Rebecca's going into counseling, and I'm going into social work, which we're both going to do therapy. But like my roommate, she majored in psych and she's going into A-State's OT program now. There are just a lot of opportunities, and it's just, I don't think I would be the person I am today without the education that I had here, because it really has changed me as a person and it's developed my values. And I just think there's so many cool things that can be done with a psych major. I just love it.
Yeah, agreed. I'm biased though. I made a comment earlier about how, the psych department especially the psych department can hang with the bigger schools, but I'm super biased. All of our degree programs here at Williams are fantastic. I just want to go on the record saying that.
Yes.
But I was a psych major here, and I feel very grateful for my education here and my time here. So, sorry. Go ahead, Rebecca. What encouragement would you give to someone considering psychology as their major?
It's a tremendous opportunity, like Kaelyn said. Like, you can go so many different directions with it, and also you can use, even if you're not wanting to go into like a counseling or therapy or stuff like that, it gives you like just an understanding of the human mind and like what can go wrong with that, and that gives you a greater empathy for, like, if you see someone experiencing like a mental health crisis, you can kind of identify it and maybe help, guide them and get some help that they need, even if, like, just being able to, like I said, like, identify it, like, you can have some more empathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not saying that other majors don't have empathy. That's definitely not the case.
No, I get it. But I think that reflects your heart and yours too, Kaelyn. I think that you guys are going to be fantastic therapists. I really do. I've enjoyed sitting down with you guys today. And is there anything else that you want to add about SWAPA, or just, your time here at Williams?
I would say try every opportunity. Basically, like, again, not every psych major gets the chance to go to SWAPA, but if you do, it's a tremendous opportunity just to, see what's out there.
Whenever you're picking electives, any weird class, which we're getting a new psych professor soon, so I won't know who will be teaching some of these weird classes, but especially Dr. Val's weird classes like forensic psych or human sexuality, anything cool, I recommend you take it because it's always fun and it's always interesting.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
You.